Victor Newman, the indomitable patriarch of the Newman family and central figure on The Young and the Restless Y and R, has been known for his complex and often ruthless decision-making. Over the course of the soap opera's decades-long history, his interactions with various characters have shaped the narrative landscape of Genoa City. One such relationship that raised eyebrows was his decision to accept Cole Howard into the Newman family fold. While on the surface, this may have seemed like a simple act of kindness or a strategic move to expand the family business, the motivations behind Victor's actions are far more intricate. Victor is not one to act impulsively or without a hidden agenda. For a man who has orchestrated countless business deals, familial dramas, and power plays, his reasons for welcoming Cole into his sphere were undoubtedly layered with a combination of business strategy, personal sentiment, and the ongoing quest for power. The decision to bring Cole into his orbit was not just about the man himself, it was about manipulating the circumstances to secure his own legacy, to challenge his rivals, and to maintain control over the ever-evolving landscape of Genoa City. In this essay, we will dissect Victor Newman's real reasons for accepting Cole Howard into the fold. By exploring the nuances of his character, examining his business acumen, and analyzing his relationships with key players, we can uncover the deeper motivations that guided this decision. Part 1. The Newman Legacy, Power and Control. Victor Newman's life is driven by a single, unyielding pursuit: control. Throughout his reign as the patriarch of the Newman family, he has shown time and again that power is the most important currency in his world. Whether it's through his dominance in the business world, his manipulation of his family members, or his quest to maintain his position as the most influential person in Genoa City, Victor thrives on his ability to maintain control over every situation. Victor's decision to accept Cole into the Newman family must be understood within the context of his ongoing desire to secure and solidify the Newman legacy. For Victor, the Newman name is synonymous with strength, influence, and power. He has spent decades building up the family business and its empire, and his ultimate goal has always been to pass on that legacy to his children. However, as time goes on, the question of who would inherit the reins of the Newman empire becomes more complicated. The dynamics of Victor's family are fraught with tension and rivalry. His children, particularly Nicholas, Victoria, and Adam, have all shown varying degrees of interest in taking over the family business. However, each of them has also demonstrated weaknesses or personal challenges that make them less than ideal heirs in Victor's eyes. Nicholas has often been seen as too idealistic and emotionally driven, Victoria as too headstrong and often mired in personal dramas, and Adam, while highly ambitious, has often been at odds with Victor himself. Victor, being a master strategist, would have been acutely aware that none of his biological children were a perfect fit to take over the company. This is where Cole Howard enters the picture. Cole, a character who initially appeared to be a relatively minor figure, quickly grew to occupy a more significant place in Victor's world. As someone who had a strong business background, an outsider perspective, and a natural charisma, Cole represented a fresh possibility, someone who might bring new energy and ideas to the Newman empire. While he wasn't a biological member of the Newman family, his potential as an heir to Victor's legacy was undeniable. By bringing him into the fold, Victor could bolster the strength of his family business while also maintaining control over its direction. In effect, Cole was a wild card, someone Victor could mold into a valuable asset, someone who could eventually help safeguard the future of Newman Enterprises. In this context, Victor's decision to accept Cole was not one of simple kindness or hospitality, it was a calculated move to secure the future of the Newman empire. By extending an olive branch to Cole, Victor could ensure that the family business would remain in the hands of someone loyal to him, who could help him navigate the turbulent waters of corporate rivalries and shifting market dynamics. It was also a way for Victor to test Cole's loyalty, ambition, and willingness to play by his rules before fully entrusting him with the reins of the company. Victor's relationship with his children has always been a delicate balancing act. While he may appear to be a loving father at times, his true feelings are often buried beneath layers of manipulation and control. His children are pawns in his grand game, and he is not above using them to further his own agenda. This is where the inclusion of Cole Howard becomes Cole enters the Newman family dynamic. Victor's relationships with his biological children are strained. Victoria has become increasingly distant from him, and while she has her moments of reconciliation with Victor, there is a deep-seated animosity between them that cannot be ignored. Nicholas, too, has had his disagreements with his father, and while there is love between them, their relationship is often fraught with tension due to Victor's controlling nature. And Adam, Victor's most complicated child, has been a source of both pride and frustration for Victor. Adam's desire for power and his constant battle with his father have created a toxic dynamic that has only worsened over the years. Victor's decision to bring in Cole could be seen as a way to balance the scales and insert a new element into the family dynamic. By introducing an outsider like Cole into the fold, Victor could shift the focus away from his increasingly volatile relationships with his children. Cole represented a blank slate, someone who did not carry the baggage of past conflicts or emotional history with Victor. This allowed Victor to engage with him on a more pragmatic level, free from the emotional complexities that weighed down his relationships with his children. Moreover, Victor's decision to bring Cole into the fold could also be seen as a power move. By elevating an outsider to a position of influence within the family business, Victor was sending a message to his children. He was making it clear that loyalty, ambition, and strategic thinking were more important than blood ties. By doing so, he could force his children to prove their worth and loyalty in ways that were not contingent on family connections alone. This move essentially put the Newman children on notice. If they wanted to prove themselves worthy of running the family business, they would have to compete with someone outside the family who had no emotional attachment or history with Victor. The introduction of Cole into the Newman family also served to keep the family members on their toes. With Cole in the mix, Victor had an additional ally or potential adversary who could help him assert control over various situations, whether it was dealing with a corporate rival or managing family squabbles. Cole was a valuable asset, not just because of his business acumen, but because of his ability to stir the pot within the Newman family. His presence created an environment of uncertainty that kept everyone, including Victor's children, on edge, constantly vying for his approval. Despite his ruthless and calculating exterior, Victor Newman is not devoid of emotion. Beneath his cold, hard persona lies a man who has experienced great loss, pain, and heartache. His history, marked by a tumultuous childhood, a series of failed marriages, and the strained relationships with his children, has shaped him into the man we see today. While his decisions are often driven by a desire for control and power, they are also influenced by his complex emotional landscape. In many ways, Victor's acceptance of Cole into the Newman family can also be seen as an emotional response to his own vulnerabilities. Victor has always struggled with the idea of legacy, what he will leave behind when he is gone, and who will carry on his work. He has poured his heart and soul into building Newman Enterprises, and the idea that it could be taken over by someone unworthy or incapable is a deep-seated fear for him. Cole represented a possible solution to that fear. While he was not Victor's biological son, he embodied many of the qualities Victor valued: intelligence, drive, and a certain ruthlessness that Victor admired. By bringing Cole into his fold, Victor could see a reflection of himself in the young man, a potential successor who might be able to carry on his work long after he was gone. Furthermore, Victor's acceptance of Cole could also be interpreted as a form of redemption. Throughout his life, Victor has been deeply scarred by betrayal and abandonment, particularly by his family. His decision to accept Cole into his world may have been a way for him to heal those wounds by forming a new kind of family. Unlike the Newmans, who were often at odds with him, Cole represented a clean slate, a new relationship that was freed from the weight of past grievances. In some ways, bringing Cole into his world may have been Victor's attempt to rewrite his own narrative, to create a family dynamic that was more aligned with his vision of success and loyalty. Victor Newman's decision to accept Cole Howard into his world was far from a simple gesture of kindness. It was a strategic move designed to solidify his business empire, assert control over his family dynamics, and address his own personal vulnerabilities. By bringing Cole into the fold, Victor ensured that he had a loyal and ambitious ally who could potentially help carry on.